Hey, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. Much appreciated. All right, so let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Another deep breath in and exhale. Third deep breath in and exhale. And allow yourself to just get comfortable in your own body. Allow your bones to support you. Allow the muscles to support your bones. Allow your awareness to support the whole thing. And bring your attention into your heart space. And your heart space is your heart of hearts. This is the part of you that is connected to spirit, divinely guided, inspired, uplifted. Notice that. And now bring your attention to your mind. This is the part of you that processes information, gathers data. And notice that you can either choose to be in judgment about the things you're noticing, or you can have an awareness and a discernment to know what to do with that. And it allows you choice. And notice how your heart and your mind work together as a team. If your heart of hearts is not in the right place, it's in a place of fear, your mind will run amok. And notice that if your mind is in a place of fear, place of judgment and criticism, your feelings will run amok. And center into a place where you are in that heart of hearts and that discerning mind, and bringing those into balance. And as those move into a state of being balanced, allow yourself to find your way to an African savanna. You can see for miles and miles and miles. And notice that you're on a safari. So there's jeeps and it's dusty and they're going to set up camp. And they're setting up camp in an arroyo. So there's steep edges on either side, but there's plenty of space in the center. A lot of room. So they set up camp. And you're going about just noticing what's going on. And all of a sudden you have a sense that something is amiss. And you look, and there's a cloud of dust coming your way. And of course you kind of look more, what is this? And it's a herd of ostriches. And they're just running willy-nilly. And you can watch them as they thunder through. They don't do much damage. They're just kind of an irritation, kicking up dust. And you just observe them. Then a few minutes later, a herd of zebra start running through. Well, they kind of knock a few things over, and you really have to get out of the way. And they're followed by elephants. Oh, you really have to move. You're off to the edge, right next to the cliff of the arroyo. And then the wildebeest come thundering in. And as they thunder through, you try to scramble up the side of that arroyo. And as you're struggling to get out of that, the hand reaches down and grabs yours and lifts you up. And you're standing on a mesa. You can observe all around, and you see the animals as they're running. Ostriches running willy-nilly. Zebras running off. Elephants thundering through. And the wildebeests. And you look at your guide, and your guide nods at you and knows that it's dangerous to be down there in that. It could hurt you. So your guide says, come with me. So you and your guide leave the thundering beasts behind. You can observe them. They can't hurt you now. You allow them to be where they are. It's just what they do. And he takes you to this spring. There's trees. It's beautiful. Grass. And the water here is beautiful blue. You see it bubbling up from the center. And he says this wellspring has been here forever. And the water is so deep, comes from so deep, it comes up cool and refreshing. And after all the animals have kicked up all that dust, you're very parched. So you scoop your hand down and you scoop up some water and you take a drink. Only this isn't water, this is light. It's energy. And yet you can taste it. It tastes wonderful. And it's so refreshing. Refreshing to your soul. And as you drink this in, you remember the thundering beasts as they were running along. And you realize that they don't have to do that anymore. They're just afraid. And you take another drink. Scoop down, get another drink. And as you do, you have a sense that the animals are slowing down. They're not afraid now. The ostriches are just kind of looking around for food to eat. The zebras have begun to start to graze. The elephants have gone to their pool of water and they're bathing and beginning to play. And the wildebeest have slowed down. And they're starting to graze. Just be comfortable. And you realize that as you drink in this living light of love, that which frightened those animals no longer has access to you nor to them. It's disconnected. Take a deep breath in and exhale and acknowledge that disconnection. Perhaps it was a past sorrow or a past trauma, a past wound, or past mistake. And you can scoop another drink of water, another drink of this living light, and as you drink that in, even more fear dissipates. You can call it back if you want, but for now, you can let it be. Disconnect from that and connect in with this living light of love. Feel that light as it goes into your being. As you drink this in, you're consuming it into your very soul. You're reigniting the connection that's already there. And as you're noticing the peace that is being brought to you and gifted to you, you look down and right at the edge of this pool of water, pool of light, is a symbolic object. It is something here that will help you stay in this state of peace. and will help you discern when fear kicks in, and will help you stay in a place of power. So notice what this symbolic object might be, even if you don't understand fully what it might mean, and receive that with gratitude, deep gratitude. And this is a significant moment for you. You've been waiting for this for a really long time. And as a result, the gratitude that you feel, you would like to leave a token of that gratitude, a gift. Perhaps it's a word or a thought or a feeling or some symbolic object. But leave that token of gratitude here as a place marker that you could come back at any time and reconnect with this feeling, this peaceful, gentle, alive feeling at any time. So leave that token here, and you and your guide walk back to the encampment. And the fellow workers have already got it put back together. Everything's just fine. And there's great adventures yet for you to be experiencing. And you look forward to that. But for now, allow yourself and your awareness to come back into this time and space, back into the here and now. And as you do, you feel more refreshed and more vitalized than you have in a while. Deep breath in. Exhale, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. And who has a question or comment about their experience of that?
Rather than an object that appeared to me, a face appeared of like an Indian elder, very lined face, kind of a benevolent look with a pipe. And his face was bathed in like the light of a fire flickering in front of him. And it appeared before me and then kind of slipped away. And when it came to leaving something, what sort of came up in my mind was like a mystic fog of purple that was just sort of swirling around that now empty spot where the face had been, and sort of bathing the whole environment. So I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah. So first of all, William, you're a pipe carrier, are you not? What is the energy of a pipe, of the Native American pipe?
Sure. Connection to Creator.
Connection to Creator. So this being is evidence of connection to Creator. You have a new guide.
Okay.
And leaving this purple mist, purple is divine connection, so that you left your willingness to connect in with this new guide. And Dan has more on that?
In the Native American tradition, the responsibility of a pipe carrier is lifelong. Once the pipe carrier picks up the pipe, that pipe carrier cannot put down that pipe. So that relationship, that guide that he's been given, is now lifelong.
Cool.
So that guide cannot leave you. You will not be abandoned ever. How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
And that divine connection that you saw in the purple cannot leave you.
And it didn't leave as soon as we came back. I mean, I could still feel it.
Awesome. This is the new you.
Okay.
This is a big pivot point today. Very cool. Other questions, comments? Nobody wants to beat that one. I bet. Tell me your name again. Annalie.
Annalie.
I'll get it eventually. How many years did it take me to get your name, Marlena? Quite a while.
The object I got was like a round ball of white and orange, just like the one in the Crystal Building. And I received a gift as like a small-sized green leaf.
Okay. Is that what you gave or what you got?
That's what I gave.
Okay, so so the orange light, this ball of light that you got, orange often has to do with your tribe. This is your tribe, we're your tribe, your family, your extended family, people who love you. And the leaf, so we're a gift from God for you. How nice is that? And the leaf is your willingness to grow.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sorta.
Sorta. So by growing, I mean, this is, you're kind of allowing yourself to be who you are and learn more and more all the time.
Okay.
Learning is fun, isn't it?
Sorta.
Of course. Yeah, most of the time. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Back here? Can you reach it?
The item that I got was like a brown book with a deer on the cover, but like within a circle, so it wasn't taking up the full cover. And the thing that I gave was the feeling of like being restored, I think.
Oh, wonderful. Beautiful. Yes, sir?
The circle of
Microphone. Microphone. She's got it. You'll have to share.
Sorry, this one got me. The figure on the cover of the book, the deer, and that's the circle of life. You are that deer. You are the gentle one. You are the pure one.
Do you journal?
Yes.
Okay, so this feels to me like this is a journal. And some of the things that you're writing in here, you write about the things you hold dear, right? And it's asking you to, it's like a gratitude journal. Words are not working. Often in a journal, we take the opportunity to write in a journal about things that are bothering us, and that's a really good release. You could keep a separate journal of things that you hold dear, and that gratitude journal will strengthen you and give you that refreshed feeling that you felt. It's one thing to let go of the stuff that bothers us. That's really good. It's a good practice. And so is a good practice, and that helps you let go. But this new one, this gratitude journal, is going to bring you that refreshing, and that will amplify those really powerful good feelings that you have, and will help you be this blessing that you already are in your way. Does that make sense? Good. Teamwork. Anybody else have a question or comment? Behind you?
Okay, instead of drinking the water, I just waded in before you even said to drink.
Go for you. Good girl. You're just getting in it.
It was really deep and dark, and I spent the whole time just floating on the bottom as you were talking about everything else.
You were just on the bottom?
Yeah, and looking up, and I could see water reflection on top, and I was just happy just to hang there. And I found a wooden whistle, and I left it by blowing on it, so I had all these bubbles, and I'd watch them go up to the top.
Cool. So you are just immersing yourself in your sacred path and finding peace and joy and comfort and strength there. Energy of a flute, Dan. Energy of the flute?
Whistle.
Whistle. Do the Native Americans have a...
It's used to call in the spirits.
Okay. So that makes sense, does it not?
Yeah.
So, and you didn't have any discomfort being way underwater or way under this.
It was perfect.
You know, it was comforting for you. So this is allowing you to recognize the depth of your own soul, and that everything else is just stuff. And from the depths of this, then you can call out for spirit and have the assistance that you need, and you can also be a blessing from that place.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Over here?
I feel like I just learned how to meditate.
Awesome! Yay! Well,
And what I saw was like a glowing bright light around the pond, the water. And I wasn't going to say this, but there was like I wanted to give a token. And at first I was going to give a golden elephant. And then I thought, well, then I started judging what that was. And so I left
we do.
I left a coin.
You left a coin?
Yes.
Okay. So the energy of the golden elephant, the elephants could represent past trauma. So you're not ready to relinquish all that you've learned from that past trauma. So in other words, it's not that the trauma is there to harm you, but there's gold available in those past traumas that you're seeking right now. Does that make sense? And you're not ready to release them because there's still some judgment attached. So as you look at them from
My
this new...
judgment?
Could be,
Yeah.
or somebody else's, there just might be judgment all around attached to that. So as you look at it with this new perspective, then you can be in a place where you effortlessly let it go. So instead you gave a coin, which is an acknowledgement of your own worth. And when you find your worth, that changes all that trauma, does it not?
Yes.
So this had to come first before the other can come first.
Yes.
Before the other can fully take place. Does that make sense?
Oh, it certainly does. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any other questions or comments? No? One right behind you. Last one.
So when the
Hit the button on the bottom.
so when the stampede or whatever you want to call it, when they started running through, I just kind of watched the ostriches go by and I thought they looked so silly. I was like dying laughing.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
And then the zebras came by and I thought they looked exciting, so I just jumped on the back of one of them. And I
Okay.
rode it up the side of the arroyo and I sat there and I was just sitting on the zebra watching. And I watched as the elephants came in. And there was an ostrich that had come up onto the hill that was just standing next to me. And then an elephant came up. And then one of the wildebeests came behind me and we all took the journey together.
Awesome. So there's value, just like we were talking with Valerie here, there's value in those experiences. So if we can take the judgment off of them and find the value in it, they can serve us and carry us in our journey. So you're being asked to look at them in a new perspective.
Good.
That make sense?
Yeah. And when I got up there, instead of drinking the water, I just kind of sat down beside it and the elephant used its trunk and grabbed this giant leaf off of a tree and scooped it up and just set it in front of me. And I took and I drank a handful, and then the second time you said to take a drink, I grabbed it and just poured it over myself. And just
Cool.
completely started just glowing.
Wonderful. So you're ready to release all that trauma, all that fear, all that anguish, and you're ready to just be love and light that you already are.
Awesome. I found like a silver coin that was imprinted with different symbols and stuff, and I left a heart that I drew in the dirt that started to glow pink.
Okay, so the coin, the silver coin, is reflective. So you're giving yourself permission to reflect in a different light
Awesome.
than you ever have before. And drawing the heart and it turned pink, it's all about love. You're learning to love yourself in a new way, you're learning to love life in a new way, you're just learning a whole nother perspective on your experience in this physical form.
Thank you.
Very cool, good job. Wonderful, thank you. Mr. Phil, my beloved, hast thou a closing song?